welcome to Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month After Party Day 13. Yes, I've been live streaming now for 13 days of August. I was live streaming all through July for Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month, which celebrated our diversity across the asexual spectrum and our differences within it. So this is the after party live stream. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do, because this is a place to be for education about asexuality. I cover a range of topics. We talk about life, love, friendships. That thing called sex crops up now and again. Asexual dating, asexual relationships. We cover it all here on Asexualise My Asexual Life. So thanks for tuning in. Today I want to pose a question to you. Do asexual soulmates exist? Do you believe that in soulmates? Do you believe asexual soulmates exist? I have always believed in soulmates. I always know they exist because my parents, they're not asexual, but they have been married 50 years next year. And to be honest, my mum was absolutely made for my dad. I think she's the only person that could actually be with him all the time, 24/7. I really do. I love my mum and dad to bits, but my dad, yeah, he's an acquired taste in terms of a relationship. So my mum is that taste that just, is super sweet for him. So yeah, I know soulmates exist. I've seen other couples that are not asexual as well, that are soulmates. They say they are, and I can see it and I can feel it within them. And also one of my best asexual friends who I haven't seen for ages, they are engaged now to their asexual partner, and it's so wonderful. And I just believe they're soulmates. I mean, I haven't spoke to him that much recently because he's, so with his girlfriend, well, fiance now. But I'm just absolutely thrilled for him. And they just look like they're made for each other. Every time I see photographs of them together, he's smiling, this gorgeous, beaming smile, because he just loves being with his partner, asexual partner. They got a completely wonderful sex-free relationship, really happy together. He's got a place in London and a place in Spain, and they go over there abroad together, and he's always got his arm around her, and he's always talking about the food they eat together, what they do together, and he's always talking about his baby, his love. And I just think that's so nice. He's a genuine, kind, caring guy who literally would do anything for his girl. I knew what he was like before he even got with her, and I knew he would be really good guy for some woman one day, some girl one day. And yeah, he's an amazing person, and I'm so thrilled for him and both of them. From what I know, I don't know her very well, just what I've seen online, but I can tell she seems really sweet for him, really well suited for him, and I believe they are soulmates, those two. Even though I haven't spoke to him for a while, I can just tell by the way they are together in photographs. And I knew as soon as he got with his woman, as soon as he found her, the one that he's meant to be with, I knew he'd be with her for the rest of his life. That's what he's like as a person. There's not many guys actually like that in the world. There's a lot of guys, including, hi Martin. I'm talking about my friend now, and my asexual friend that got engaged to his asexual girlfriend recently. And I'm saying that I believe they are soulmates. I haven't spoke to him much recently, but I can just tell the way he's always got his arm around his partner. He's always talking about my baby, I'm with the love of my life, and he's always kind of showing her off first, if you know what I mean. I just think there's not many guys like that in the world. I think sad but true. I think a lot of guys, even asexual guys, I think a lot of the asexual guys, they're on different websites just chatting to a bunch of women constantly. They're on ASAP, Asexuality, acebook.net, and they're all like on one or the other, and they're just nattering and chatting other people up. It's just like, I don't think many can be trusted. But, there are some good guys that can be trusted, some good asexual guys out there, that can be trusted in a relationship. Sam, who's my BFF, I know 100% that he is trustworthy in a relationship, is completely faithful to his man or woman, whoever he gets, because he's pan-romantic, meaning he's attracted to any can be attracted to any gender. It doesn't mean to say he's attracted to every single person, but he can be attracted to any gender. So male, female, female, transgender, gender fluid. You know, he can be attracted to any of those, but predominantly his aesthetic attraction is for guys. And I know, because we discussed it, his boundaries are exactly the same as mine. So I know he's 100% trustworthy guy. I know his physical boundaries of how much he would get close to just a friend compared to a partner is exactly the same as we. Therefore, I know he's 100% trustworthy, because I know I'm 100% trustworthy in a relationship, you know? So I just think that's amazing. And, you know, there are really good guys out there, but they are few and far between, I think. And as for asexual soulmates, yes, I believe that you can find your asexual soulmate. I have an asexual soulmate somewhere who's Indian. To be honest, this guy I met who's not asexual, it's a shame he's not asexual, to be honest, because I like him quite a bit from what I've seen of him. And he's got quite a few things that I like in a guy. But, you know, I've not got to get attached to this guy because he's not asexual. And therefore, he's probably not likely to be my soulmate. And therefore, you know, he's not even able to get over here. I just had one of my asexual foreign friends message me. And, you know, he said he's got where he's studying have partnered with people in the UK or chartered with people in the UK. I can't remember what he's saying. And he said, but basically his finances means that he can go and study in the UK. His grants and his finances mean he does. So he said if he comes to the UK, he hopes to meet up with me. I think that's really, really nice. You know, I'm sure if he can get over here from a foreign country, then Indian guys can if they really, really want to. You know, they can come for study if they've got money. This guy who supposedly really likes me, seems to, has money. So if he really wants to come over here, he'll come over here, won't he? Otherwise, he'll just miss out because I'm still single at the moment. So, you know, and I'll carry on being single until I meet the right guy for me. But, you know, I do believe soulmates exist. I've always thought since 2014 that my soulmate's Indian and asexual. I have to say with this Indian guy who is not asexual, you know, he's reconfirmed more than ever that I really want to be with an Indian guy. I just feel that in my soul and my heart, that I'm meant to be with an Indian guy. Whoever that Indian guy is, I don't know. I don't know where the heck he is, to be quite honest with you. You know, I've believed for the last 4 years that he's asexual. Whether this guy that's talking to me could really live without sex, he seems to be able to possibly do that. I don't know. But who knows, you know? The likelihood of him actually getting his butt over here is just really remote. You know, a lot of guys, they just talk and they like all the fantasy and all the lovey-dovey fantasy and, you know, but making it a reality is just completely different. And so I don't want to hold my breath. I don't want to get attached to him, which is a little bit hard sometimes because I seem to get on really well with him naturally. You know, but I'm quite aware that in the beginning he was talking about, will I sponsor him to do with, you know, going over here? And it's like, well, no, that was in the very, very beginning of the conversation. So it's a bit dubious, isn't it? The whole thing. But anyway, you know, so anyway, I do believe asexual soulmates exist. I do believe that we all have someone who's meant to be with us. And the reason I believe this is because, like I said, my parents have been married for 50 years next year. They are soulmates. I've had friends and know people in my work that are soulmates. So I do definitely believe they exist. I actually believe in reincarnation to a certain extent. I believe it's possible to have been reincarnated before. This is getting really deep now, isn't it? And, you know, I believe I could have been here in a past life, actually. I believe I could have probably known the person who's my soulmate in a past life, but maybe I didn't get with them then. I don't know. Maybe this life I will. But I feel in my heart that I've got a soulmate. It's really difficult to describe. I kind of feel him in me constantly. Even though I love being single, absolutely adore being single, I kind of feel him in my heart all the time. It's really, really bizarre. And I kind of feel like he's here, but not here, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like, I know he's somewhere. I get the idea of soulmates, but is it at all possible that not everyone has one? Is it at all possible that not everyone has one? I guess it's if you believe in it. You know, I think maybe everyone has a soulmate, but I think maybe people go through different lives, and sometimes in certain lives they don't believe it, so they don't get it, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Because some people, they just end up with the wrong people. They really do. And they end up with people who aren't suited to them. And they don't get the one they're meant to be with. So I guess it depends on whether you believe it's true or not, and how you plan about getting it, and whether you settle for someone else or settle for second best, I guess. You know? So I don't know. I believe there's someone for everyone. Whether or not that's a soulmate or not, I don't quite know. But I do believe in them, and I believe probably everyone does have a soulmate. But which life they actually find them in, I don't know. But I think I'm meant to do a lot of stuff in this life. I think I didn't do the things I'm doing now in my previous life that I need to do now. It's like this life is kind of strange for me. It's like I've got missions to accomplish constantly, all the time, and I can't stop until they're all done. You know, it's like I have to leave a lasting legacy. You know, my Asexual Perspectives book is in the British Library. It'll go down in history as a part of British heritage, to be used for research for generations to come. That book will save people's lives. I have no doubt about that. In the future, people will pick it up. It's also in another 5 libraries throughout the UK. So my book's in about 6 UK libraries now. You know, and that book will live on when I'm not here. And people will be able to read it. And people who, you know, didn't know about asexuality will be able to see it. I mean, I hope in my lifetime I can change things, and that a whole world will know about asexuality. If I have anything to do with it, it will, you know? And people will just be awakened to the fact that not everyone likes sex, and people can come out, you know? I just adore that so much. I just really wish the whole world would know properly about asexuality. I just think it's such a shame that asexuals are hidden everywhere. You know, I could easily find my Indian soulmate if people knew about asexuality. I'm sure that I could, because, you know, there's bound to be asexual Indian guys in the UK, and there's some probably, or one at least, in my city. But where the heck he is, I do not know, you know? I really don't. And there's definitely going to be some in the UK. There must be some in London for a start, you know, some genuine ones, not fake ones. But I don't know, you know, finding that soulmate is just a nightmare for me. But I'm not going to give up, because I feel him. I know he's out there, and I think he's quite lonely, and I think he needs me to come along and go, hey, here I am. I'm really suited to you. And not many people are, but I am. Do you know what I mean? I just feel that. But I've known I have a soulmate since 10 years old. I just like had this experience at school where I just thought there's got to be someone like me in the world, because I'm kind of like really different to the majority of people in the whole planet, world, and universe. And I just thought there's got to be someone else like me, sort of the male equivalent of me, but different, if you know what I mean. And I just thought there's got to be someone that feels the same way, you know, about me as I do about them, I guess, in the future, you know. I guess I didn't quite think that, but, you know, I thought there must be someone out there for me. There must be a guy, you know. He's probably quite lonely too, but, you know, I haven't found him yet. So, you know, yeah, I mean, this sexual Indian guy, he's really nice, you know. If he was asexual, I think, well, maybe it's a possibility that he could be like, you know, a really good guy for me. And he seems a really nice person, actually, but I don't know his motives, to be quite honest, for being in touch with me and saying all the lovely things he does to me. I don't know his motives. I really don't. I don't know if it's a visa. I don't know if it's that eventually I'll be so attached to him that I'll try and get him in this country somehow. I mean, obviously it'd be nice if he did come in here, but I've given him advice. That's all I can do. It's up to him to act on it, isn't it? You know, and I don't know. I don't know if it's loneliness and he just wants me there because there's not many people who really care about him, other than his family. I don't know. I don't know if he genuinely does love me and really wishes to be with me like he says he does. I mean, he hasn't known me long, so I don't know. I really haven't got a clue. You know, he says such lovely things to me as well, really loving things, which is really nice, but it's kind of like, well, I don't want to get attached to that, do you know what I mean? And I have to keep thinking this guy is not asexual, so my asexual soulmate must still be out there somewhere. somewhere. It's just that sometimes I kind of sometimes start forgetting this guy's not asexual, because he's very good at being respectful. I have to give him credit for that, you know. He's very good at being romantic and respectful and not talking about sexual stuff to me. So I kind of sometimes forget about the sexual side of him, and I kind of sometimes forget that he's not asexual, you know. In a fleeting moment, it kind of goes to the back of my mind. But, you know, I do believe soulmates exist. I do believe I have one. I've known since 10 I've got one. But, you know, I think it's hard when you know you've got a soulmate, you know. I don't know what's harder, knowing you've got a soulmate or don't believe in soulmates. I think it's harder if you know you've got a soulmate, because it's kind of like you're on this everlasting journey of searching constantly, like trying to have your own life, your independence, your individuality, enjoying your life in the moment, but it's still constantly sort of got this attachment to a soulmate, and you don't know where the heck they are or who they are, you know. It's kind of weird. And I've tried to go away from the Indian guy thing because I thought it's no good for me, and I kind of still think that a little bit, but I just feel he's an Indian guy. Every time I'm close to an Indian guy in any way, shape or form, it just feels natural and right, like I've always meant to be with them, like it's written in the stars, like I've known them all my life, and like I feel so comfortable physically around them, like I'm meant to be with one. I can't describe it. I've never even had an Indian boyfriend. Don't you find that bizarre that I've never even had an Indian boyfriend, yet I know I'm meant to be with an Indian guy? I find that bizarre myself. I mean, I've known for 4 years. I started first getting interested, I guess, really interested in Indian guys in 2014, which was the same year I found out I was asexual. And, you know, just since then, I just know. But I've tried to go away from it because every time it just ends up in heartache and heartbreak. And that's why, you know, I haven't closed myself off to other ethnicities, you know, because I don't want to do that. I still want to keep my options open. But to be honest, I like, you know, like lately I've been thinking 100% I'm meant to be with an Indian guy. What's even the point in looking at other foreign guys? Because, you know, they're not Indian. And I do worry if I get with someone else that isn't Indian, I'm always going to be thinking, but he isn't Indian. He isn't your soulmate. He isn't Indian. He isn't Indian. And this is what goes through my head even before I've got with someone. I'm so scared of getting with someone that isn't Indian and they're the wrong person for me. But then I could equally be scared that I get with an Indian guy and he isn't right for me because his culture, when he gets over to the UK, say this guy or some other guy did come over to the UK, right? Their culture is so different to mine. They might be nice online, but when they get here, they might start bossing me around and stuff because their culture is, you know, it's very strong, you know, and the guy does this and the woman does that. And, you know, I've had it in the past with some Indian guys online. They start being a bit bossy towards me. And it's like, don't tell me what to do. I'm a completely independent girl. Do you know what I mean? I don't like being told what to do by any guy, you know, or anyone. I'm completely independent and individualist, and I love it like that, but I'm hugely romantic at the same time. So, you know, it might be that it doesn't work out and there's someone else for me. I know my soulmate's definitely foreign. I can't be with a British guy, even if I like them a little bit. I just can't. I just, not in a loving, passionate kissing relationship. It just wouldn't work. I don't want to kiss a British guy ever. I just don't. I've only ever wanted to kiss one British guy, really wanted to. And that was like someone who was sexual in my work years ago. And he did say, he admitted he liked me, but he said, oh, I want what you can't give me, which was sex. Basically, he liked me, liked the idea of me having sex with him, but didn't want me to be his girlfriend. Yes, one of those. Not a very nice guy, actually, even though I got on well with him. But yeah, not a very nice guy in the sexual sense, shall we say. So, yeah, so it's really weird. And I think, you know, that if you believe you have a soulmate, then I think, you know, you'll make it happen and you'll find that soulmate. But if you don't believe in it, then it's never going to happen, is it? It's like you have to be so determined to get what you want in life in order to get it, you know? I can't help certain things in my life, like asexuality. I can't stop helping asexuals, you know, even though sometimes I've got other things to do. It's like I just can't stop helping asexuals. It's just like in my blood. It's just I was always born to do it, and that is really difficult sometimes because I've got to do other things in my life as well. But it's kind of like asexuality is complete. I live and breathe it. It's just part of who I am, and it's like I'm a mission really to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, because I don't want asexuals living in fear of ridicule anymore. I want asexuals to form loving, lasting relationships with each other. I want them to get the woman or guy or trans person or agender person or gender fluid person or any other person of their dreams. I want them to be happy. I want them to find love without sex, and I want that love to last forever for them. You know, I really, really do. You know, just think of all the wasted years we've had as asexuals not knowing about asexuality. You know, I mean, no wait. Well, I'll backtrack on that, because no years are wasted, right? Everything happens for a reason. We all have experiences in our life that help us learn and different things, you know. But, you know, just think about all those previous years. You could have been meeting other asexuals, you know, and getting friends with them to have a possible relationship, you know. It's like, I've only known of asexuals in the last 4 years, and I don't currently have anyone that would even remotely be suitable for a match for me, asexual relationship wise. No one, nothing, diddly squat, you know. And that's after 4 years, and there's no one, no asexual person in my life at the moment, you know. And no one that I know that well, you know. There's people that you know, that I've got a friend, another friend, who I think I mentioned him, from Algeria. He's not asexual. He might come over to study in the UK a year from now, and in my exact city. I know he likes more than a friend. He's not asexual, but if he was with me, he'd have to go without sex. But he can't have sex unless he's married, and I won't marry a guy, so that could work out well. But he's not Indian, and I don't think he'd maybe love me like I need to be loved, you know, like true, passionate, really need you in my life love. I don't know. I know he needs me in his life as a friend, but we've always liked each other a little bit more than a friend. But that's not the same as loving each other in a relationship. Liking someone a little bit more than a friend is like a bit romantic, isn't it? A bit like you care for the other person, but it's not the same as full on love. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. What I find difficult at the moment is that Indian guy who's in my life that's not asexual. The stuff he says, it's like full on what a proper boyfriend would say to someone, what a person would say if they were really in love with someone madly and deeply. The type of stuff he comes out with. But you know, it's probably just a fantasy, fairy tale, you know. That's what it's like, especially when you're not with someone in person. People can fantasize about what they wished was the true case, and they can dream, but them actually turn it into reality is a different thing. Like, I love my home in the UK. I'm not going to move from here. I believe as well that my soulmate will move. If he's not already in the UK, I honestly believe he will move over to the UK to be with me. I just believe that. I've always believed that. My mum thinks I'm bonking, raving mad, but I don't care. Bonking? Barking, raving mad, or bonking's like... I meant it funnily, but bonking's a term for sex as well, isn't it? I didn't mean sex. I meant raving mad. You know what I'm saying. You know, I don't consider that as a word to, you know, when I say it to do with sex. I meant barking mad, whatever, you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, I honestly believe he'll move over here to live near me and be with me. I just believe that. Or he's already in this country. It wouldn't surprise me if he's in London, actually, because I've got this really affinity with London, and London's like my second home. But even so, you can't commute backwards and forwards to London forever and a day. It costs too much money. So, you know, I've asked myself, would I like to live in London? And I don't know if I would. You know, I love visiting, but I love my home here. It's really peaceful, actually, even though I like noise. And, you know, because I don't have, you know, I don't drive, you know, it's great. It's got a town, it's a city, river, you know, the quayside's beautiful. I mean, I grew up in the countryside. I don't really like countryside. It bores me, to be quite honest. Which I shouldn't say, should I? Because everyone's like a nature person, apart from me. And, but I like that quayside. It's like my bit of nature and countryside in the city. And that's just beautiful. And I love it. And I love hanging out there. I love going there. It makes me feel peaceful and happy. But that's enough for me. Do you get what I mean? I don't need a whole countryside. I don't need a whole beach or anything like that. I just like that because it's my bit of countryside smack bang in the middle of the city, basically. And, well, sort of downtown city, if that makes sense. Down city, down, you know, well, it's near where I live. 5 minutes where I live, and there's lots of people around. The thing I don't like so much about the countryside is there's no one around much. And I know that's why people might like it, but I have got this phobia of open space. I don't really like much open space. I prefer more closed in space. It's really weird. I prefer things around me. You know, like too much empty space just feels weird to me, like I'm an alien. It just feels bizarre. So kind of like I really love the fact that I have the bit of countryside in my city. So I have the best of thrly worlds. I've got a town that's 5 minutes walk from where I live. City is 15 to 20 minutes walk and right into the other end of the city centre. And I also have like easy access to trains, buses, shops are on my doorstep, while supermarket is across the road. You know, and I've got that bit of countryside. I mean, why would I want to move from any of that? Because it's beautiful. You know, I've got everything I need here, apart from my soulmates not here. And also, kind of like with the fact I like being in the media and doing media stuff, like kind of there's more jobs and speaking and stuff. There's more jobs like that in London, to be perfectly honest. But London's nice to visit, but I think it might get a bit bedlam if I was there living in it all the time. But yeah, so I believe in soulmates. And I believe you can find yours. I believe they exist. I believe that you can get someone who truly will love you and adore you forever without sex. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any questions or comments, please post them below. I always love to hear what you have to say. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks, Martin, for the thumbs up. I'm sure it's you who gave me the thumbs up. And until next time, don't forget to hit that big bell icon if you haven't already after you've subscribed to get notified of every time I post a new video. Don't forget to share this video with any friends who you think may benefit from it. And I will see you on the next video. Embrace your quirky and each other's. Take care. Bye.